Namaste. Atha Shashutotyayaha Atmasamyam Atmasamyama Yogaha Shri Bhagavan Nuvacha Anashritaha Kaima Palam Karyam Kaima Karoti Yaha Sa Samnyasi Cha Yogi Cha Na Niraganilna Cha Kriyaha Yam Samnya Samiti Brahuriyogam Tam Vidati Panandava Na Hiya Samnya Sutta Sangam Kalepo Yogi Bhavati Kashachana Arurukushulmunel Yogam Kaima Karanamuchiate Yogaru Tasya Eva Shamahu Karanamuchiate Yata Hi Nanandriya Teshu Na Kalmasava Nushojate 살바상을 깔바 삼니야시 요가루 더스타도지아테 우드타레다트 마나트마남 나트마나마바 사다야트 아트마이바 히아트마노 바눈투라트마이바 리푸라트마나흐 바눈투라트마트마나스타시아 예나트마이바트마나 지타흐 아나트마나수투 샤투루트베 발테타트마이바 샤투루바트 Chitatmanahu Prashanantasya Paramatma Samahitahu Shitoshino Sukhadu Keshu Tatan Manapamanayohu Jinyana Vijinyana Triputatma Kutasuto Vijitanandriyahu Yukata Itiuchate Yogi Samaloshitta Shimal Shimakan Janahu Suhurinu Mitra Ryudasi Namatyas Tadveshya Banutu Suhurinu Mitra Ryudasi Namatyas Tadveshya Banuntushu 사두시바비 자바베슈 사마부드 틸비시 쉬었대 여기 윤지타 사타타마드마남 라하시 스티타흐 에까기 에타치트타트마 니라시라 파리그라하흐 슈짱 대셰 프라티슈토피아 스티라마사나마트마나흐 나티우츠 치리탐 나티니짬 자일라 지나쿠쇼트타람 나티니짬 자일라 지나쿠쇼트타람 Tatraikagram manahu kurutva yata yata chittatanandriya kriyahu upavishya sane yunjya dyogamat mabhishuddhaye samam kaya shirogrivam tharayanan nachalam sthirahu samam prakushu Nasikagram Svam Dishashicha Navaloka Navalokayana Prashanantatma Vigata Pil Brahmachari Vrat Vigata Pil Brahmachari Vrate Sthitahu Manahu Samyamya Machicitto Yukta Asita Matparahu Yunjanan Nevam Sadatmanam Yogi Niyatamasahu Shanatim Nirvana Paramam Matasamsathamatikachati Na Tyashinasutu Yogosati na Jaikanantaramashina Jaikanantamashinata Jaikanantamanashinatahu na Jati Svapna Shilasya Jagrato Naiva Jaljuna Yukta Harapiharasya Yukta Chashitosya Kaimasu Yukta Svapanava Botasya Yogo Pavati Tuhakaha Yata Piniyatam Chittamat Manieva Patishitote Chittamat Manieva Patishitote Nihosupuriha Salvakame Pio Yukta Itiuchiate Tada Yata Tipo Nibadasuto Nengangate Sopama Sumuruta Yogino Yatachitasya Yunjato Yogama Temanahu Yaturo Paramate Chittatam Nirudatam Yogasavaya Yatra Jaivatmanatmanam Pashyananatmani Tushyati Sukhamatyanantikam Yatatadu Buddhitigra Yamati Nandriyam Patati Yatra na Jaivayam Sthitashichalati Tatavatahu Yam Labutva Japaram Lapam Manyate Natikam Tatahu Yasuminin Sthito Na Tuhokena Kurunopi Pichaliate Tam Vidyad Tuhokasam Yoga Viyogam Yoga Samjinitam Sa Nishichayana Yokutabio Yogo Nilvan Yogo Nilvinana Vinana Yogo Nilvinana Jatasa Sangankare Papra Papanankamam Sityakadva Saivanashotahu Manasai Venandriyagramam Viniyamiya Samanantatahu Shanairu Paramedu Budutya Truti Guruhi Daya Atma Samsitam Manahu Gurutva Na Kinchidapi Jinantayat Yato Yishicharati Manashicantala Masatiramu Tatasutato Mia itadat manieva vasham nayat Prashanantamanasam hyenam yoginam sukhamuttamam Upaiti shanantarajasam brahma bhutamakalmasham 윤자는 내밤 사다드마남 요기 비가타 깔마셔흐 수케나 브라하마 삼스팔샤마티아는 땀 수카마슈누테 살바푸타스타마드마남 살바푸타니 짜드마니 이그셔테 요가 유쿠타드마 살바트라 사마달샤나흐 요맘 파시아티 살바트라 살밤 자 마이 파시아티 다시야함 나 브라노시아미 나 자 메 나 브라노시아티 살바푸다스티탐 요맘 바자티에 까트바마스티타흐 살바타 발타마노피 사 요기 마이 발타테 아트마오파미에나 살바트라 사맘 파시아티 욜주나 수캄 바 야디 바 두허캄 사 요기 바라모 마타흐 알주나 우바짜 요얌 요가스트바야 프로크타흐 사미에나 마투수다나 에타시야함 나 파시아미 잔짤라트바트 스티팀 스티람 잔짤람 히 마나흐 그르슈누 브라마티 발라바드 드르타무 다시야함 니그라함 마니에 바요리바 슈두시카라무 시리 파가바 누바짱 아삼샤얌 마하바호 마노 둘니그라함 짤라무 아피아세나 뚜 까운테야 바이라기에노 자 그르히아테 아사미야다 드마나 요고 두슈프라바 이티 메 마티흐 파시아드마나 뚜 야타타 샤키오바 부투무파 야타흐 알주나 우바짱 아야티흐 시라드타 요페토 요가 쯔짤리타마 나사흐 요가 쯔짤리타마 나사흐 아프라피아 요가 삼시드팀 감 가팀 그르슈노 가치차티 가치찌는 노파야 가치찌는 노파야 비프라실떠시 치는 나 프라미와 가치찌는 노 파야 비프라실떠시 치는 나 프라미와 almost. I mean, I did it, but that was terrible. 가스찌닌 노 파야비 프라실떠시 치는 나 프라미바 나시아티 아프라티슈투어 마하바호 비무투어 브라흐마노흐 파티 에타는메 삼샤얌 그르슈노 차트투 말하시아 샤쇼타흐 드바다니아흐 삼샤야시아시아 차트타 나 히우파파디아테 시리 파가바 누바짱 발타 나이베하 나무드라 비나 샤스타시아 비디아테 나히 갈리아노 그르트 가시치드 둘가팀 따따 가츠차티 프라피아 부누여 그르탐 로카누슈트바 로카누슈트바 샤시바티흐 사마흐 슈치남 시리마탐 게헤 요가 프라슈토 요가 yoga prashito pijayate atava yogina meva kule pavati ti matam etadati dula pataram dula pataram loke janama yadi durushamu tatra tam buddhati samyogam lapate Bhagavad Yatate ja tato puyaho samsiditao gurunanandana bulba pyasena tenaiva hriyate hyabashopi saho jijinya surapi yogasya shabudabrahumati baltat shabudabrahumati baltate Prayatna Dhyatama Nasutu Yogi Samshuddhakil Bishoho Aneka Janama Samsita Aneka Janama Samsiddhasattato Aneka Janama Samsiddhasattato. Sorry, I said it twice, but I'm not satisfied with the way I said it. Aneka janama samsiddhasattato yati param gatimu tapasavi pyotiko yogi jinyani pyopi matotikahu kalma pyashija tiko yogi tasmadi yogi pavarjuna yogina mapi salveshum Madhukatena nantara tamana Shiradata banam pajate yo mam sa me yukutatamu matahu Tatasaditi Shri Madhu Bhagavad Gita Supanishatusu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Sutras Shri Krishna Juna Sambade Atma Samyama Yogo Nama Shashutotyayahu. Namaste. Mic check. 1, 2, 3. Okay, cool. The Holy One said, regardless of fruit of action, he that performs the actions which should be performed is a renouncer and devotee, and not one who discards the fire, nor one that abstains from action. That which has been called renunciation, know that, O son of Pandu, to be devotion, since nobody can be a devotee who has not renounced resolves. To the sage desirous of rising to devotion, action is said to be the means, and when he has risen to devotion, cessation of action is said to be the means. When one is no longer attached to the objects of the senses, nor to actions, and when one renounces all resolves, then is one said to have risen to devotion. One should raise the self by self. One should not degrade the self, but one's own self is one's friend, and one's own self is one's enemy. To him who has subjugated his self by his self is self a friend. But to him who has not subjugated his self behaves inimically like an enemy. The soul of one who has subjugated his self, and who is in the enjoyment of tranquility, steadily fixed, amid cold and heat, pleasure and pain, and also honor and dishonor. That ascetic is said to be devoted, whose mind is satisfied with knowledge and experience, who hath no affection, who hath subjugated his senses, and to whom a sod, a stone, and gold are alike. He who views equally well-wishers, friends, foes, strangers that are indifferent to him, those that take part with both sides, those that are objects of aversion, those that are related, those that are good, and those that are wicked is distinguished. A devotee should always fix his mind on contemplation, remaining in a secluded place alone, restraining both mind and body without expectations and without concern. Erecting his seat immovably on a clean spot, not too high nor too low, and spreading over it a piece of cloth, a deerskin or blades of kusha grass, and there seated on that seat, with mind fixed on one object, and restraining the functions of the heart and the senses, one should practice contemplation for the purification of self. Holding body, head, and neck even, unmoved and steady, and casting his glance on the tip of his nose, and without looking about in any of the different directions, with mind in tranquility, free from fear, observant of the practices of brahmacharins, restraining the mind with heart fixed on me, the devotee should sit down, regarding me as the object of his attainment. Thus applying his soul constantly, the devotee whose heart is restrained attains to that tranquility which culminates in final absorption and assimilation with me. Devotion is not one, O Arjuna, who eateth much, nor one who doth not eat at all, nor one who is addicted to too much sleep, nor one who is always awake. Devotion that is destructive of misery is his who is temperate in food and amusements, who duly exerts himself temperately in all his works, and who is temperate in sleep and vigils. When one's heart, properly restrained, is fixed on one's own self, then indifferent to all objects of desire, is one called a devotee. As a lamp in a windless spot doth not flicker. Even that is the resemblance declared of a devotee whose heart hath been restrained, and who applieth his self to abstraction. That in which the mind, restrained by practice of abstraction, taketh rest, in which beholding self by self one is gratified within self, in which one experienceth the highest felicity which is beyond the senses, and which the understanding can grasp, and fixed on which one never swerveth from the truth, acquiring which one regards no other acquisition greater than it, and abiding in which one is never moved by even the heaviest sorrow. That should be known to be what is called devotion, in which there is a severance of connection with pain. That devotion should be practiced with perseverance, and with an undesponding heart, renouncing all desires without exception that are born of resolves, restraining the entire group of the senses on all sides by mind alone, one should by slow degrees become quiescent, by the understanding controlled by patience, and then directing his mind to self should think of nothing. Wheresoever the mind, which is restless and unsteady, may run, restraining it from those, one should direct it to self alone. Indeed, unto such a devotee whose mind is in tranquility, whose passions have been suppressed, who have become one with Brahma, and who is free from sin, the highest felicity cometh. Thus applying his soul constantly, the devotee free from sin easily obtaineth that highest happiness, viz. Contact with Brahma. He that hath devoted self to abstraction, casting an equal eye everywhere, beholdeth himself in all creatures and all creatures in himself. Unto him that beholdeth me in everything, and beholdeth everything in me, I am never lost, and he also is never lost to me. He that worshippeth me as abiding in all creatures, holding that all is one, is a devotee, and whatever mode of life he may lead, he liveth in me. The devotee, O Arjuna, who casteth an equal eye everywhere, regarding all things as his own self, and the happiness and misery of others as his own, is deemed to be the best. Arjuna said, This devotion by equanimity which thou hast declared, O slayer of Matu, from restlessness I do not see its stable presence. O Krishna, the mind is restless, boisterous, perverse, and obstinate. Its restraint I regard to be as difficult of accomplishment as of the wind. The Holy One said, Without doubt, O thou of mighty arms, the mind is difficult of subjugation and restless. With practice, however, O son of Kunti, and with the abandonment of desire, it is controlled. It is my belief that by him whose mind is not restrained, devotion is difficult of acquisition, but by one whose mind is restrained and who is assiduous, it is capable of acquisition with means. Arjuna said, Without assiduity, endue with faith, with mind shaken off from devotion, what is the end of him, O Krishna, who hath not earned the success in devotion? Fallen off from both, is he lost like a separated cloud, or not, being without refuge, O thou of mighty arms, and deluded on the path? This matter, O Krishna, it behoveth thee to remove without leaving anything. Besides thee, no dispeller of this doubt is to be had. The Holy One said, O son of Pritha, neither here nor hereafter doth ruin exist for him, since none, O sire, who performs good comes to an evil end. attaining to the regions for those that perform meritorious acts, and living there for many, many years. He that hath fallen off from devotion taketh birth in the abode of those that are pious and endue with prosperity. Or he is born even in the family of devotees endue with intelligence. Indeed, a birth such as this is more difficult of acquisition in this world. There he obtaineth contact with that knowledge which was his in his former life, and from that point he striveth again, O descendant of Guru, towards perfection. And although unwilling, he still worketh on in consequence of that same former practice of his. Even one that enquireth of devotion riseth above the divine word. Striving with great efforts, the devotee, cleansed of all his sins, attaineth to perfection after many births, and then reacheth the supreme goal. The devotee is superior to ascetics engaged in austerities, is esteemed to be superior to even the man of knowledge. The devotee is superior to those that are engaged in action. Therefore become a devotee, O Arjuna. Even amongst all the devotees, he who, full of faith and with inner self resting on me, worshippeth me is regarded by me to be the most devout. Test. Okay. Namaste. 비디오는 마드필, 비디오는 마드필, 비디오는 마드필 바름, 비디오는 마드필 바룻, 비디오는 마드필 마룻다흐, 비디오는 마드필, 비디오는 마드필, 비디오는 마드. Sorry, being distracted. 비디오는 마드필 마룻다흐. 스발가이 라테피리아타 brush. I just want to start over. Sorry. My karma sucks. It's like the outside world. It's one particular individual. 비디오는 마드필 마룻, 비디오는 마드필 마룻다흐. 스발가이 라테피리아타 브러시뚜이 마드피라 시바밤노이 빨노이흐 브러시뚜이 마드피라 시바빠 브러시뚜이 마드피라 시바빨노이 브러시뚜이 마드피라 시바빨노이흐 빨슈이 시토야 나 이슈 바요 나 Prapatata Sumayaha. Terunuepil Babara, Terunuepil Babarama. Sorry. Terunuepil Parama, Terunuepil Parama. Bishangankaihu, Shupekam Yananti. 스타투 라타툴 피라 시바이흐. Yeah, that's why I use nicotine. 루쿠모 나 치트라흐 스바티티바는 바비야 라타시야 장은 카나는 따 부마 시리에 깜보 아티 다누슈 바실 메타. Sorry. 바실 메타 바나나 그르너 바는따 울트바 우시마피암 감 마루타흐 수자타 수투 비디움나 수자타 수투 비디움나소 다나야는 때 아드림의 아하니 그르트라흐 파리야 바 아구리맘 디암 발가리암 자 데비무 브라흐마 그르는 바는 또 고타마소 알까이룰 트밤 누누드라 우트사팀 비바티아이 에따트티아는나 요자나마제티 사스발하 야는 마르또 고타모 바흐 Not ready for this. Not today. 바시아는 히라누여 자크라 나요담 실드르느 비타파토 바시아는 히라누여 자크라 나요담 실드르느 비타파토. Could take me a while. Just one more shloka to go after this. 바시아는 히라누여 자크라 바시아는 히라누여 자크라 나요 담실들어는 비타바토 바라후는 에슈 시아보 마루톤을 발들이 브라티 슈토 파티 마카토 나 바누이 아스토 파야드 부르타 사마누 아스토 파야드 부르타 사마누 스바탐 카파스티오흐. That was rough. Namaste. Come hither, Maruts, on your lightning-laden car, sounding with sweet songs, armed with lances, winged with steeds. Fly unto us with noblest food, like birds, O ye of mighty power, with their red-hued or happily tawny coursers, which speed their chariots on. They come for glory. Brilliant like gold is he who holds the thunder. Earth have they smitten with the chariot's valley. For beauty ye have swords upon your bodies. As they stir woods, so may they stir our spirits. For your sake, O ye Maruts, very mighty and well-born, have they set the stone in motion. The days went round you and came back, O yearners, back to this prayer and to this solemn worship. The Gotamas making their prayer with singing have pushed the wells lit up to drink the water. No hymn was ever known like this aforetime, which Gotama sang forth for you, O Maruts. What time upon your golden wheels he saw you, wild boars rushing about with tusks of iron. To you this freshening draught of Soma rusheth, O Maruts, like the voice of one who prayeth. It rusheth freely from our hands as these libations want to flow. Okay, it's a really long one. Namaste. 에테나 부테는들이 예슈 달말라쿠쇼노 바스타 파리노마 비아키아타흐 에테나 불보크테나 지드타 파리노메나 달말라쿠쇼노 바스타 루페노 부테는들이 예슈 달마 파리노모 라쿠쇼노 파리노모 라쿠쇼노 파리노모 바스타 파리노 마시 쪼크토 this word here 라쿠쇼노 파리노모 바스타 파리노 마시 쪼크토 베디타비아흐 wow that spelling 베디타비아 so when I say this word one more time 라쿠쇼노 파리노모 바스타 파리노 마시 쪼크토 베디타비아흐 따뜨라 비우트타 나니로타율 달마 요라 비파바브라 둘파바오 파바오 yeah okay 비우트타 나니로타율 비우트타 나니로타율 달마 비우트타 나니로타율 달마 요라 비파바브라 둘파바오 비우트타 나니로타율 비우트타 나니로타율 달모 달마 요라 비파바브라 둘파바오 비우트타 나니로타율 비우트타 나니로타율 달마 요라 비파바브라 둘파바오 could take a while sorry so this is what happens when I get distracted by the outside world I wish I were in a studio or something I can't concentrate is what I'm trying to say here. 비우트타 나니로타 달모 비우트타 나니로타 비우트타 나니로타 달마 요라 비파바브라 둘파바오 비우트타 나니로타율 비우트타 나니로타율 비우트타 나니로타율 달마 요리 요라 비파바브라 둘파바오 Namaste. 비우트타 나니로타율 비우트타 나니로타율 달마 요라 피파바 비우트타 나니로타율 달마 요라 피파바 브라 둘파바오 It was terrible. So one more. 비우트타 나니로타율 달마 요라 피파바 브라 둘파바오 달미누이 달마 파리노 마흐 Very upset. Can I just say it one more time? 비우트타 나니로타율 달마 요라 비우트타 나니로타율 달마 요라 피파바 브라 둘파바오 달미누이 달마 파리노 마흐 I wish people would just leave me alone, you know. So I can't do this in public. I get attacked in public if I read Sanskrit in public. You don't believe me? Too bad. 라쿠쇼노 파리노 마슈짱 니로타스들이 라쿠쇼노 피라트바 피리우크타 니로타스들이 라쿠쇼노 니로타스들이 라쿠쇼노스들이 피라트바 피리우크타흐 니로타스들이 라쿠쇼노스들이 피라트바 니로타스들이 라쿠쇼노스들이 피라트바 피리우크타흐 사 가르바나 가타 라쿠쇼노 마트바남 브라타맘 히트바 달마트바 마나 디크라는 또 달마트바 마나 디크라는 또 발타마나 라쿠쇼놈 and there's number 1 manam and so it divides one word into 2 manam Taima Taba Manatikranan wait. Oh, Vaitamanam Lakushonam Pratipananam. Double check, yeah. Cool. Tatrasya Sivarupa Pivyakatel Satyam Vyaparahu Eshosya Dviti Yotva Na Jati Tanagata Pyam Lakushono Pyam Vyukudamiti Evam Punal Nirota Evam Punal Vyutatanamiti. Ooh, seems like there's a word missing. I could be wrong. Evam. Wait, tata. Tata, beautiful, tata. Okay, so it's just a new paragraph. Tata vasata parino mahu. It's number 1. Ni. So another version subtracts that word. Tatra nirotakusho nueshu nirota samskara palabananto pabananti dulbala byutana samskara iti. Just want to make sure it's palabananto. Yeah, cool. Esho taimano mabasuta parino mahu tatra taimino taimaihu parinomo taimanom Turyatvanam. Is that Turyatvanam. Yeah, cool. Lakushono iho parinomo lakushono namapya vasita piho parinoma iti evam taima lakushono vasita parinoma iho shunyam na kushonomapi gunapurututa mavatishtote gunapurututa mavatishtote Jalam ja gunapurututam Gunasava pavyam tu prapurututi prapurututi karano mukutam gunonamiti etena putenandri yeshu talmi peda kutri bitahu. And this could also be double T. Just want to double check. Taimi. Yeah, they use double T. Taimi peda kutri bitahu. That's not right. Parinomo peditabiyahu. Paramal tasutu. Paramal tata. Paramal tatasdu. Paramal tatasdu bek. Paramal tatasdu bek. Paramarthatasat Veka. Okay, stuff too fuzzy. Yeah, cool. Eva Parinomahu Taimisubaru Pamatro Hi Taimon Taimisubaru Taimi Taimi Bikuri Yaivaishu Taimadubara Prapanchiata iti. Just double checking. Tatra Taimasya Taiminui Valtamanasyaiva Tubasubati Tanagata Valtamaneshu Pavanyathatvam Pavati na. Dra. Oh, so it subtracts that word. Tu Dravyanyathatvam Yatha Suvarnopajanasya Pituvanyatha Kriyamanosya Pavanyathatvam Pavati na. Suvarnonyathatvam Apara aha Taimana Piatiko Taimi Pulvatatvanati Pulvatatvanati Kramat Pulva Paravasatha Pedamanu Pulva Paravasatha Pedamanu Patita. I just want to read that word again. Pulvatattvana tikramat Pulva paravasatha pedamanu patitahu Gauto sutye naiva Parivaltata Yadyanam vayi Siyaditi Ayamadoshahu Kasamat Ekanantata Ekanantatanu na Pyupagamat Ekanantatana Ekanantatama. Ekanantatana Pyupagamat. Number 2. Kanantana Ekanantana Pyupagamat. Yeah. Tade takutrai Kokyam Lokyam Tade takutri Lokyam and another version. Tade takutri Lokyam Vyakuterapaiti Nityatvapat Vyakuterapaiti. Sorry. Nityatva pratishwetat apetamapyasati vinasha pratishwetat. Samsalga chasya Saukushumiyam, Saukushumiyat, Saukushumiyachichan, Saukushimiyachicanu, Palabatiriti, Saukushimiyachicanu, Palabatiti, Tiriti. This word here. Okay. Saukushumiya Shijanu Palabatiriti. Just want to check how long this thing is. Continues on and on. Like 4 more pages. Okay. Lakushono parino mo talmatubasu Baltamanoti toti talakushono yukuto nagata baltamano napyam. This word here. Baltamanoti toti talakushono yukuto nagata baltamana pyam. Baltamanoti toti talakushono yukuto nagata baltamana pyam. One more. Baltamanoti toti talakushono yukuto nagata baltamana pyam. Lakushono pyam abhiyukutahu. Tatana gato nagata talakushono yukuto. Tatana gato nagata lakushono yukuto. Baltamana tita pyam. Lakushono pyama. Lakushono pyama biyukutahu. Tata baltamana lakushono yukuto tita nagata pyam. Lakushono pyama bibi. Lakushono pyama biyukuta iti. Yatha purusho ekasyam sutriyam. Rakuto na sheshosu virakuto Pavati. Atra lakushono parinome salvasya salva lakushono yogada. I want to start again. Atra lakushono parinome. Wow. So I messed that up. Salvasya salva lakushono yoga datva sam. Salva lakushono yoga datva. This word here. Salvalakushono yoga datva samkarahu. Prapnoti iti parail dosha shichodhyata. Parail dosha shichodhyata iti. Tasya pariharaha taimanam taimatavama prasatyam. Taimatavama prasatyam. Taima Tuvaya or Tuvama? Ma. Okay. Sati Jan Taimateve Lakushono Pedopi Bajio Na Baltama Na Samaya Evasya Taimatevama. Sa, is that Sa? Baltamana. Yeah. Evam hi na chitatam raga taimakam syat krotha raga syasa samudacharaditi. I'm seeing things. It's not good. I'm checking the obvious. I could find it. Syat Krota Kale. Syat Krota. See, they divided the one word into two. Syat Krota Kale. Ragasya Samuda. Ragasya Samudachara Diti. Ragasya Samudachara Diti. Kimcha Trayanam Lakushononam Yugapadekasyam Vyakatau Nasati Sampavahu Grameno tu Svabhyanjakan Janasya Pavo Pavaditi Ukutam cha Rupadishaya Purututya Purututya Tishaya Shicha. Number 1. Parasapareno. Okay, so there. Parasapareno. Virutya는 때 사마니아니 뜨바티샤야이흐 사하 브라발타는 때 따스마다 삼까라흐 야타 라가시아이바 그바치트 사무다자라 이티 나 따다니 마니아트라 바바흐 김투 개발람 사마니에나 사마는 바 같다. What the hell? 사마는 이티아스티 따다 따트라 따시야 파바흐 따타 라쿠쇼노시아티. One, two, three more pages, or 2.5 more pages to go. 나 탈미 드리야트바 탈마스투 드리야트바 나스테 라쿠슈이타 알라쿠슈이타 스타트라. Number 1. 다시자 알라쿠슈이타 시자 땀 스타트라 라쿠슈이타스 땀 따마바스탐 브라부누바는 또 니아트베나 브라티닐디 브라티닐디. Yeah. 브라티닐디시아는 테바스타는 따라또 브라티닐디시아는 테바스타는 따라또 나 드라비아는 따라타흐 야타이카 레카. Really? 레카. 야. 샤타스타네 샤탐 다샤스타 다샤스타네 다샤이까. Number 2. 다샤이감. Yeah. 자이카스타네 야타 자이카트바피 스트리 마타 조지아테 두히타 자 스바사 제티. 아바스타 바리노메 가우터스티아 프라상은가도셔흐 가이시지 가이시지 두크다흐 까타무 아트바노 미아바레노 미아바히타트바트 야다 타이마흐 스바비아바람 나 까로티 다다 나가토 야다 까로티 다다 발타마노 야다 그르트바 니부르트다스타 느부르트다스타다 느부르트다스타다티 느부르트다스타다티타 이티에밤 달마탈미누오 라쿠쇼노 나마바스타남. This word here. 달마탈미노 라쿠쇼노 나마바스타남 자 가우터스티암 브라브노티티 바라일도셔 우지아테. Alright, 1.5 more pages to go. And this is just Sutra 13. 나사오 도셔흐 가스마트 구누이니티아트 바피 구너남 비말다 바이치트리아트 비말다 바이치트리아트 야타 삼스타나마디마드 달마마드람 삼스타나마디마드 달마 삼스타나마디마드 달마 삼스타나마디마드 달마마드람 샤브다디남. Number 1. So I'm going to say this word again, sorry. 야타 삼스타나마디마드 달마마드람 샤브다디남. It's number 1. B. This skips this word. 구노남 비나시나메밤 링은가마디마드 탈마마드람 사트바디남 구노남 비나시남 다스미는 비까라 삼진야티 다스미는 비까라 삼진야티 따트라이다 무다하라넘 무르드 달미 베는더 가라드 달마는 따라무파 삼파디아마노. This word here. 베는더 가라드 달마는 따라무파 삼파디아마노. 베는더 가라드 달마는 따라무파 삼파디아. 베누더 가라드 달마는 따라무파 삼파디아마노. 뭐뭘 베는더 가라드 달마는 따라무파 삼파디아마노. Binandakara the Taiman Tara Mupa Sampadiamano. One more. Binandakara the Taiman Tara Mupa Sampadiamano. Taimatahu Parinomate Katokara iti. Katokaro nagatam lakushonam hitva Paltamana lakushonam Pratipadyata iti lakushonotahu Parinomate Katuo Navapuranotam Pratikushonam Vasata Parinomam Prati. Almost done. Prati. Pratikushonam Vasata Parinomam Pratipadyata iti. Taiminopi Taimanantara mava Taimanutara mavasata Taimasyapi Lakushono. Okay, it's 2 pages. Stetieka Lakushono Nantara Mava Stetieka Lakushono Nantara Mavesiti Sute Lakushono Nantara Mavesite Sute Lakushono Nantara Mavesitetieka. Alright, I see the end. And this is, okay, I have to look all these words up. Eva Dravya Parinomo Pedenopa Dashita iti. Evam Padalta Tatare Shivapi. Padalta Tanu. Padaltanu Tare Shivapi Yojiamiti Ta ete Taimalakushono Vasata Parinoma Taimi Subaru Pamanatikurananta Taimi. Yeah, cool. Ityeka eva parinomahu saivanum munum visheshona pipulavate. It's this word here. It's like 9 more words to go, or 10 more words. Saivanamunum visheshona pipulavate. I'll just double check. Ata koyam parinomahu avasatitasya dravyasya purva taimani burututau taimanan tarotu patatiho parinoma iti. Purva taimani burututau taimanan tarotu patatiho parinoma iti. Okay. Thus, with regard to elements and to organs, mutations of external aspect and of time variation and of intensity have been enumerated. Thus, by the already described mutations of mind stuff in external aspect and in time variation and in intensity, the mutation of external aspect in elements and organs, The mutation of time variation and the mutation of intensity are to be understood as having been described. Of these, the mutation of external aspect takes place in the substance, and is the becoming invisible of the external aspect of emergence and the becoming visible of the external aspect of restriction. And the mutation of time variation is the restriction having the 3 time variations, connected with the 3 time forms. This, one may say, puts aside the first time form whose time variation is yet to come, and passes into the present time variation, without however passing out of its state as external aspect. But in this it becomes manifest as being what it is. This is its second time form, and it is not completely severed from past or from future time variations. Likewise, emergence has the 3 time variations. It is connected with the 3 time forms. Having put aside the present time variation, it passes over into the past time variation without however passing out of its state as external aspect. This is its third time form, and it is not completely severed from the future and the present time variations. In the same manner, emergence completing itself again, having put aside the future time variation and not having passed out of its state as external aspect, passes into the present time variation, in which, since this manifests itself as it is, it obtains its functional activity. This is the second time form of this, and it is not completely released from past and future time variations. In the same way, it continues, now restriction, now emergence. Similarly, the mutation of intensity. In it, during the moments of restriction, the subliminal impressions of restriction become powerful, and the subliminal impressions of emergence become weak. This then is the external aspect's mutation of intensity. In these cases, the substance has a mutation in its external aspects. The external aspects have mutation in time variations, and the time variations also have mutation in intensities. Consequently, the changes of the aspects do not remain, even for a moment, devoid of mutations of external aspect and of time variation and of intensity. For the changes of the aspects are unstable, and we say that it is of the very nature of the aspects to cause activity. Thus we have to understand the threefold mutation in the case of elements and organs, because there is the distinction between the substance and the external aspects. But in the strict sense there is but a single mutation, for the external aspect is nothing more than the substance itself, since it is merely an evolved form of the substance, amplified in the form of an external aspect. In such cases, there is within the substance an alteration of the condition of the present external aspect with regard to past and future and present time forms. There is no alteration of the matter, just as by dividing a plate of gold there is an alteration of its condition insofar as it is altered. There is no alteration of the gold. An opponent objects as follows: a substance is nothing over and above the external aspects, for it cannot pass beyond its previous existence. If again it were a something present in all its external aspects but different from them, then it will come to be known as a something itself absolutely unchanged, although connected with a series of changes. But this, no weakness. Why? Because we do not maintain an absolute unity. This world passes out of the state of a phenomenalized form, and this we say because we deny that it is permanent. Again, it continues to exist even after it has passed out, for we deny its annihilation. On being refunded, it takes a subtle form, and by reason of this subtle form, it becomes unapperceived. An external aspect in the mutation of time variation exists really in time forms. Past, having the past time variation, though not completely severed from future and present time variations. Future, having the future time variation, though not completely severed from present and past time variations. Present, having a present time variation, though not completely severed from past and future time variations. Take the case of a man enamored of one particular woman. he has not thereby lost his sexual feeling for the rest of women folk. Here the difficulty is brought forward by others that since all three time variations are connected with everything that is in the mutation of time variation, it must follow that the time forms are compounded. We meet this objection thus. What is termed the common nature of things as external aspects cannot be brought into existence. The common nature exists, and therefore in regard to it, the distinctions of time variations must be maintained. Thus it must not be said that the common nature of this or that thing exists only in the present time, because if this were so, the mind stuff could never become subject to passion, for anger, desire would not move actively forth. Moreover, it is not possible for the three time variations to belong simultaneously to one and the same phenomenalized form. But what is possible is the presentation in successive times of its phenomenal by the operation of the conditions which phenomenalize it. Thus it has been said, the forms, to a high degree, and the fluctuations, to a high degree, oppose each other, but the generic forms cooperate with a high degree. Hence, they are not confounded. To take an example, when we say absolutely that passion for a certain thing has shown itself, that at that time for another object is non-existent, it continues to be present, though in a generic form. Hence, it for that exists at that time. A similar in the case of time variation. The three time forms do not belong to the substance, but to the external aspects. These have a time variation or do not have a time variation, and as entering into various intensities are known by different names, an alteration of intensity but not of matter. Thus, the same stroke is termed 1 in the unit place and 10 in the tenth place, and 100 in the hundredth place. So too the same woman is called a mother and a daughter and a sister. Some persons have objected that in the case of a thing which mutates in intensity, it must logically be held to be absolutely permanent. How is this? On the ground that it is functional activity of the thing which determines the time form of the thing. Thus the thing is said to be a future thing when it is not exerting its own activity, and a present thing when it is thus active, and a past thing when it has ceased from activity. Hence, say these persons, it follows that substance and external aspect and time variation and intensity are all absolutely permanent. But that weakness does not exist, for we hold that although a substance is permanent, its aspects suffer a variety of antagonisms. Just as any arrangement of parts, it is only an external aspect of the imperishable subtle elements, sound and the rest, and has a beginning and an end, so the resoluble is only an external aspect of the imperishable aspects, the sattva and the others, and has a beginning and an end, and to it the term evolved form is applied. The following serves as an illustration. The substance clay passes from its external aspect in the form of a round lump of clay into another external aspect, and thus as an external aspect enters into mutation in the form of a water jar. The water jar form, putting aside its future time variation, assumes its present time variation. Here is the mutation as time variation. The water jar is every moment undergoing oldness and newness, and thus passes through mutations of intensity. Thus the substance also has another external aspect, which is the intensity, and the external aspect has also another time variation, which is the intensity. There is therefore only one mutation of matter, though variously described. The same explanation is applicable to other things also. The mutations of external aspect and of time variation and of intensity do not transcend the substance as such. Hence there is only one kind of a mutation which includes all those varieties we have described. What then is a mutation? It is the rise of another external aspect in a permanent matter after an earlier external aspect has been repressed. How much time do I have? Okay. 14 is also long, so I might just do 14. Okay. Namaste. Tatra Shantodita Vyapadeshya Taimanupati Shantodita Vyapadeshya Taimanupati Taimi Yogyata Yogya 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 Yogyata Vachit Yogyata Vachitinana Taiminohu Shakatireva Taimahu Sa Cha Palaprasava Pedanu Palaprasava Palaprasava Pedanumita. Number 1. Sadapava Palaprasava Pedanumita Padaba Sadhu Pava Sadhu Sa Palaprasava Pedanumita Sadhu Pa Palaprasava Pedanumita Pavadu Sadhu Pava Palaprasava Pedanumita Sadhu Pava Ekasya Nyonyashicha. Number 2. Nyasya Nyashicha Ekasya Nyonyashi Ekasya Nyonyasya Nyashicha. Sorry, as far as I can tell, it's what it is. Okay, said it right. Cool. Pariduru Shuttuhu Tatra Paitamanahu Svabhyaparam Manupavanan Taimi Svabhyaparamanu Taimi Svabhyaparamanu Taimi Svabhyaparamanu Taimi Taimanan Tare Piahu Shanan To Piashijang Vyapadeshye Piashijang 샤는 때 피아시장 비아빠데시아 피아 시에 샤는 때 피아시장 비아빠데시에 피아시장 피디아때 야다 두 사마니에나 사마는 바가또 바바티 따다 타이미스바루 바마 드라트바 드고사오 타이미스바루 바마 드라트바 드고사오 깨나 피디에따 따뜨라 드라야흐 예 칼루 타이미노 just one other double check yeah 타이마흐 샤는따 우디따 아비아파데시아 시제티 따뜨라 샤는따 예 그르트바 비아바라 누파라따흐 사비아바라 우디따스테 자나가타시아 라쿠쇼노시아 사마나는 따라 발타마나시아 나는 따라 발타마나시아 나는 따라 아티타흐 기말타마티다시아 나는 따라 나 바바는티 발타마나흐 불바파시지마타야 아파바트 야타나가타 발타마나요흐 야타나가타 발타마나요흐 불바파시지마타 나이바마티다시아 가스마는 나티다시아 스티 사마나는 따라흐 다다나가타 에바 사마나는 따로 바바티 발타마나시에티 아타비아파데시아흐 게 살바트 마카미티 야트로크타무 잘라푸미오흐 파리너미감 Just wanna double check this here. 잘라푸미감 Are they using a different word? Huh. Oh, good thing I looked it up. It's a totally different word. It's mio. So I'm gonna say both of them. 잘라푸미오흐, 잘라푸피오흐, 파리너미감, 라사디바이시바루, 비암, 스타바레슈, 드르시더무, 따타. 예. 스타바라놈 장은가메슈 장은가마남 스타바레시비티에밤 자디아누츠 체데나 살바드마카미티 데샤카라가란 니미트타바 Deshakalaga. Okay, last paragraph. Deshakalagara nimitta papanantana. 15 more minutes, so maybe I'll do it up to 16 or 15. I think 16 is long, or 17 is long. Deshakalagara nimitta papanantana kalu samanakala manama pyakatiriti. I just want to say it again. Deshakalaka, Deshakalaka, Laka, Kalaka, Deshakalakara, Deshakalakara nimitta pabanan, Deshakalaka, Deshakalakara nimitta pabanantanan, pabanantanana, Deshakalakara nimitta pabanan, Deshakalaka, la aka aka Deshakalakara nimitta pabanantanana kalu samanaka matmanama pipyakatiriti. One more. Samanaka matmanama pipyakatiriti. Samanaka matmanama pipyakatiriti. Samanaka matmanama pipyakata. Samanaka matmanama Samanaka matmanama pip. Samanaka matmanama pyakata. Pyakata pipyakata pyakati. I said it right. I'm not happy. Samanaka matmanama pi. Samanaka matmanama pip. Samanaka matmanama pipyakatiriti. Ya eteshiva pipyakatana pipyakatireshu. Pipyakateshu, not pipyakatireshu. Ya eteshiva pipyakatana pipyakateshu. Eteshiva pipyakatana pipyakateshu. Taimeshiva nupati. Test. Wow, I'm loud. Samanya visheshotma sonambayi taimi. Nyasya tu taima matra mebedam. Taima matra mebedam. Niranu vayam tasya yoga pavahu. Kasmat aniena vijnanena kurutasya kaimano niatkatam pokuturtubena tikriyat pokuturtubena tikriyata. Tatasumurtiya pavashacham. Nanya drishtasya samarano manias. Nanya drishtasya samarano mania. Samarano maniasya satiti. Pasutu puratya pichinyana chicha. Sititonan bayi taimi yo taimanya bama piu pa taimanya bama piu taimanya Taimanyata devama piupagata. Taimanyata devama. Sorry. Taimanyata devama piupagata. One more. Taimanyata devama. Taimanyata devama piupagata. Ugh. This is what I get for being distracted. I just want to check this word. Chinyayate, cool. Taimanyata devama piupagatahu. Taimanyata devama piupagatahu. Pratya pijinyayate. Tasmanan nedam. Taimamataram. Niranan vaya. Niranu vaya. Niranan vaya miti. Okay. Among these, a substance conforms itself to quiescent and to uprisen and indeterminable external aspects. An external aspect is only a power of the substance as limited by its pre-established harmony. And it is known as an actual existence, of which the existence is inferred by the kind of effect which it generates, as one or another of the single. Of these, that is called present, if it be that the external aspect is passing through it of its peculiar functional activity. This is different from the other external aspects, both the quiescent and the indeterminable. But when it has rejoined its general form, then how could that external aspect be distinguished from any other, since it is then of the very nature of the substance itself? There are, as everyone knows, three of these external aspects within the substance, as the quiescent and the uprisen and the indeterminable. Of these, the quiescent are those that have come to rest by finishing their functional activity. The uprisen are those in active function, and these are immediately contiguous to the future time variation, while the past come after the present. Why do not the present come after the past? Because there is no relation of antecedent and consequent. The relation of antecedent and consequent in the case of the future and the present is not the same as in the case of the past. Therefore, there is immediately contiguous to the past. Consequently, the future only is immediately contiguous to the present. Now, the indeterminable, what are they? Everything containing the essence of everything, upon which it has been said, that which in the various forms of taste and others contain the mutations of water and of earth is found in plants. Likewise, in plants is found in animals, and of animals in plants. In this sense, insofar as the common nature is not destroyed, we use the term everything contains the essence of everything. Still, because of connection with place and time and form and cause, the external aspects do not, of course, manifest themselves at the same time. That which passes through a succession of these external aspects, whether manifested or unmanifested, and which has as its essence the generic form and the particular, and which is present in all but different from them, that is a substance. But he who holds that this world is nothing but external aspects, without present in all but different from them, for him there will be no experience. Why would this be so? How could one consciousness of a subject of experience be held responsible for a deed done by another consciousness? And there would also be no memory of this, for there is no such thing as recollection by one consciousness of something seen by another. And it is the substance permanently present in all but different from them, which, upon the recognition of a thing, is recognized as participating in the alteration of the external aspect. Consequently, it is not true that it is nothing more than external aspects without present in all but different from them. Without it present in all but different from them. Alright, maybe I'll do 15. If I could do it, I'll do it. Namaste. Gramanyatvam parinamanyatve hetuh. Okay. Ekasya taimino eka eva parinama iti prasakte. Number 1. Prasakteha gramanyatvam parinamanyatve hetul bhavati iti. Tadyatha juna murtu binunda murtu karta murtu pala murtu pano murtu diti muruditi. That could take a while. Tadyatha juna murtu binunda murtu karta murtu kapala murtu kano muruditi. Juna murtu binunda murtu karta Juna murtu binunda murtu kato Juna murtu binunda murtu kato murtu kapala murtu kano muruditi Juna murtu binunda murtu kato Juna murtu binunda murtu kato murtu kapala murtu kano muruditi. It's this word here. Juna murita binunda murita kata murita kapala murita kana muriditi ja gramaha. Kana. I want to say it again. Juna murita binunda murita kata murita kapala murita kana muriditi ja gramaha. Yo yasya taimasya samananantaro taimaha sa tasya gramaha. Binundaha pratyabate karta upajayata iti taimaparinamat gramaha. Taimaparinamat gramaha. I just want to look this up. Sorry. Yeah, okay. Lakrishana parino makramo kartasyana gata pava dvaita mana pava. This word. Kartasyana gata pava dvaita. Kartasyana gata pava dvaita mana pava. Just double checking that word. Yeah, cool. And it's number 2. Pavakra maha. Kartasyana gata pava dvaitamana pavakramaha. One more. Kartasyana gata pava dvaitamana pavakramaha. Gramaha. Tata binundasya vaitamana pava dati tapavaha. One more. Vaitamana pava dati tapavaha. Number 3. Pavakramaha. 발담아나 파바다티타 파바그라마흐 그라마흐 나디다시아스티 그라마흐 가스마트 불바파라타얌 사티얌 사마나는따라뜨밤 사두 나스티아티 다시야 다스마드바 다스마드드바 요레바 double check. Yeah, cool. 라쿠쇼노 요허 그라마흐 타타바스타 파리노마 그라모피 타타바스타 파리노마 그라모피 카르토시아 피납. I wanna say it again. 타타바스타 파리노마 그라모피 카르토시아 피납 카르토시아 피나바시아 브라노타 드르시아테 사자 쿠쇼노 사자 쿠쇼노 파라만파 쿠쇼노 파라만파라 누파티나 쿠쇼노 파라만 쿠쇼노 파라만파라 누파티나 그라메노 피비안지아. Sorry, starting from here. 쿠쇼노 파라만파라 누파 쿠쇼노 파라만파라 누파티나. I hate the way I said it. 쿠쇼노 파라만파라 누파티나 그라메노 피비아지아마나 바람 비아그티마 바디아타 이티 타이말라쿠쇼노 피암 자 비시슈토얌 드르티야흐 파리노마 이티. Alright, a page and a half to go, and that's it. Or is it just one page? Alright, one more page to go. Ta ete grama 타이미 페다 이티 사티 브라틸라부타 스바루바흐 타이미 파바티아니아 타이마스바루바 베쿠슈 파바티아니아 타이마스바루바 파바티아니아 타이마스바루바 베쿠쇼야티 야다 두 파라마이 타토 타이미누여 페도파 짜라 스타드 드바레노 타이미누여 페도파 짜라 스타드 드바레노. I mean, I did it, but it's like, 타이미누여 페도파짜 라스타드 드바레노 사 에바 피티야테 타이마스타다 야메카 베나이 타이마스타다 야메카트 베나이바 그라마흐 브라티아바 파사테. Almost there. Yeah, I'm gonna cut off that. Chittatasya 드바예 타이마흐 파리두르시토 시자 Tatra pratyayat maka paridurshata pasutuma maka aparidurshata te ja sabutaiva pavanantianu manena prapita pasutu matra sadpavaha nirodha taima samskaraha pari nirodha taima samskaraha parinamota jivanam Jashuto Shakatishacha Chitatasya Taima Taishana Vajitaha Iti. The order of the sequence is the reason for the order of the mutations. If it be possible that a single substance has only a single mutation, then the order of the sequence is the cause of the order of the mutation. One finds, for example, clay in the form of dust, clay in the form of a lump, clay in the form of a water jar, clay in the form of potsherds, clay in the form of small bits. It is in this sense that there is a sequence. Whenever one external aspect is immediately contiguous to another external aspect, it is sequence with it. The lump of it falls away and the water jar comes into existence. It is in such cases that a sequence in the mutation of external aspects occurs. There is a sequence in the mutation of time variations. By reason of there being a future of the water jar, there is a sequence present. Likewise, by reason of there being a present of the lump, there is a sequence past. There is no sequence for the past. Why is this? When there is a relation of antecedent and sequent, there is an immediate contiguity, but this relation does not occur in the case of the past. Consequently, there is a sequence for two time variations only. There is nonetheless a sequence in the mutations of intensity, as when the oldness of a brand new water jar becomes evident first on its rim, and then manifesting itself in a sequence which conforms to the succession of moments, which is a complete phenomenon. This then is the third mutation, and it is other than the external aspect and the time variation. These same sequences become what they are so long as the distinction between the substance and the external aspect holds. For the external aspect as such also can become the substance insofar as another external aspect is concerned. But since, strictly speaking, the same substance can be named external aspect by virtue of attributing to it an identity with the substance, therefore this sequence shines forth in consciousness as a unit only. The external aspects of the mind stuff are of two kinds, those that are perceived and those that are unperceived. Of these two, the perceived have as their essence presented ideas. Those that are unperceived have as their essence real things only. These latter are moreover just seven. By inference, the existence of them as real things only is brought within reach. Restriction and right living and subliminal impressions and mutations and vitality and movement and power are external aspects of the mind stuff, excluded from sight. This might be it, I think. Yeah, cool. Sorry I got distracted today. Hopefully things will get better as time goes on, because I'm not gonna stop doing this, I don't care if even if they wanna kill me or something for reading Sanskrit. And it's just one person. Thank you very much. Namaste. I'm gonna do yoga chanting, whispering in about 2 hours, I think. Okay, see you soon. Namaste. Bye.